ReZero Wednesdays, and apparently we got some great news. A name being mentioned. Apparently, this is gonna be a crazy animation director working on this thing.
Good news, everyone. For once, I'm not bringing a Doom video, Doom posting. It's not a negative video.
Huh?
Overall, positivity. Like, straight up, a lot of positivity.
Boo, we don't like positivity. We only want Doom or negative engagement rate bait videos.
That I'm about to bring to all of you in this video. And yeah, the anime community is in an uproar, but once again, it's not a bad thing. It's actually a good thing, and a lot of people are now starting to talk about this. And so let's dive headfirst into this, because this is some exciting news, especially if you are a ReZero fan.
And I thought that we're gonna be having some bad news with the upcoming episodes, because Studio White Fox has had production issues, and apparently episode 14 and 15 are impacted. 14 and 15, which are going to be the next 2 episodes, I think. So I thought, shit, we got some crazy peaks happening with Regulus, right? Reinhardt, Subaru, Regulus fight, it's over. And I thought that's gonna be the highlight, and the rest of it might be kind of mid. 13 and 14, my bad, the next 2 episodes. But it's looking like, nah. Things are gonna be great. The production scheduling issues are not going to be apparent.
Or if you're someone that just loves good art and animation. So this right here is a post from Ice, aka one of the biggest well-known leakers in the ReZero community. And he posted Vincent is going to be in the next episode of ReZero.
To me, this name is very unknown, very foreign. I have becoming trying to be more enlightened about, you know, opening my third eye of production value, trying to understand more names that are involved in these projects that make such great episodes, right? I'm starting to memorize some names like Kano, Takeuchi, but Vincent, Chansard. Never heard of it? Let me be educated.
AKA the episode that is set to air tomorrow morning. The episode that many of us are going to be excited to actually see, and now even more excited because this individual is going to be working on it. Now, if you're one of those that have been living under a rock, or to be fair, maybe you don't recognize names or you don't keep track with names of animators, let me get you all up to speed.
I think a lot of people straight up have no clue, right? I think most people genuinely are just like, whoa, this episode's crazy. Man, this studio must be going insane. But remember, it's about these individual talents usually. That's the reason why those episodes are such a standout.
So Vincent is an...
We do actually. Hey, Kushijit Halder. This is 2:28 in the morning right now, and you're watching a stream of a guy reacting to other animes that you've already seen, but you're also watching a guy who's reacting to anime-related news about ReZero. You are the 0.000000001% of the audience. You do not represent the average monkey. You are such a sweaty sweat lord. To think that you have the common opinion that represents what we know as the masses is appalling. It's actually disgusting how much of a fucking pick-me-up you are being right now in chat.
Individual that basically did this iconic scene from One Piece. Basically, this whole sequence of events with Zoro versus King, this was Vincent's doing. And he's done multiple other scenes throughout One Piece and other anime over the past...
I want to Google this name right now. Vincent Chansard. Let's look at AniList. Okay, let's look at his credentials, and not a Japanese person. Let's look at them. Freelance artist. Fate stuff. Let's look at this. Fate Grand Order. JJK. Go to Sakugaboro? I probably should, but I just want to look at the titles right now. It's a bit easier to look at. Sakugaboro, One Piece Film Red, Mob Psycho Season 3, Ruby, MHA, FGO again, One Piece, Boruto, Black Clover. These are absolutely some great. Suicide Squad! Suicide Squad! Okay, episode 1 Suicide Squad. Episode 1 I think was pretty good. Anyways, no, this, and fan letter as well. This should not deter you from thinking that, you know, he's a bad person. No. Only episode 1 he did, and I think episode 1 actually did slap quite hard.
last few years, but Vincent has quickly made a name for himself. He has done some truly jaw-dropping spectacles, scenes that honestly really just push the limit of what a actual weekly series is even capable of.
Yeah.
I absolutely love Vincent's work. He has quickly become one of the most recognizable animators.
No. Black Clover doesn't make the lineup look bad, because Black Clover, I'm sure the episodes that he worked on are specific Sakuga min-maxed crazy episodes, just like One Piece. One Piece, every episode doesn't look like this, but there are some key priority episodes that people show up and turn up for, right? So I'm sure it's the same example there.
Animators in the entirety.
There's also Yasukuna versus Mahoraga, stuff like that.
Of the anime industry in the last 3 to 4 years, and for very good reason. He has just done insane work. So the fact that we have confirmation that Vincent is going to be working on tomorrow's episode, it makes now a lot of sense why the community is in an uproar, but once again, it's positive news. Now,
so Garfield versus Kurgan, Wilhelm versus Teresia, these are gonna get the fight choreography it deserves.
according to early information, apparently Vincent is going to be doing about an entire minute plus of an animation segment for tomorrow's episode.
And immediately you're probably thinking, what the fuck? A minute plus? Listen, that's a lot. Listen. Even the solo leveling Baran fight, that shit was also a minute plus. I think it was roughly in that ballpark. You need to understand that, like, in these specific moments, it's godlike animation, every frame being cracked out of its mind. Yes, it's not the entire episode, but just think again. That minute plus, it may not seem like a long time, just like how much you last in bed. This shit, it's gonna go crazy.
Now, that might not seem like a lot in the grand scheme of things when you think about like a 20-minute episode or so, but 1 minute is a lot of animation that can be poured in. I mean, once again, I want to showcase this clip here. I'm not going to show every little scene, but there is so much like going on in this clip.
Don't even think about in a second, think about it in frames. I think someone said that there's like 24 frames in a second, every frame so intentional, having cracked in animation. I bet it takes months to kind of make these kind of episodes, if not more.
Blown that Vincent worked.
Not even the episodes, I'm talking about the specific minute plus scene cut.
Worked on, and each individual frame that you can see, this is just brief slowdown. That imagine this for a solid minute. This entire clip is a minute 40, and we're going to get something very similar to this tomorrow. And obviously, the hype I have right now is honestly, dude, I'm pumped. I am legitimately.
I'm really excited to hear this news because, again, I was under the assumption that these next 2 episodes are just going to be really bad, that the production issues were going to reflect the episode quality. But just because scheduling is, going wrong behind the scenes doesn't mean that the episode themselves might suffer. So it's looking like, some animators, they probably got sacrificed, but the episode itself will be quality.
Pumped. Now, you're probably wondering, what is it going to be, adapting? What is the scene going to be animating? Well, let's get a little bit deeper into that. Now, this is as little spoilers as possible, and I'm going to try to keep it as spoiler-free as possible. But if you have seen, for instance, the preview that came out for, ReZero earlier today,
Garfield versus Kurgan, let's go.
You kind of get a good glimpse of what you're going to be getting in the upcoming episode. We get to see Garfield go in and fight against his opponent. I'm not going to talk too much about it, but clearly there is a lot of fights in here. We get to see a little bit more of Gluttony, a fight with Gluttony. We get to see a fight with Garfield, and we also get to see the Owls continuing his fight with Capella. Now, obviously,
if we actually get to see Owl fight, that would be crazy, but I don't believe it. Nah, they're gonna troll.
I'm not gonna reveal necessarily what the episode focuses on, or which fight is probably getting the 1 minute art and animation.
See Priscilla stepping in here. Just off of this PV alone, this scene, I can already imagine in my own head that we're going to have a cutscene of going to Al versus Capella, but we're not gonna be able to see exactly what led up during those moments. And they're just gonna be yapping, they're gonna be talking, and rather than them fighting, Priscilla's probably going to step in and create a reason for Al to basically not show his powers to us, the fans.
From Vincent, but I will say that it is going to be a fantastic episode. Like, easily one of the moments that a lot of people didn't necessarily care about in this part of Arc 5. Like, I'm going to be blunt with you. What's going to be adapted tomorrow? Not a lot of people cared for. Like, people like it, okay? I feel like I'm
Yeah, I think that in terms of the roster matchups, Garfield Kurgan, I don't think a lot of people actually enjoy Garfield the character because of how he was represented in season 2. Straight up. You guys might like Garfield. I love Garfield, but he was a very suffocating and a frustrating antagonist for a bit. And I think that a lot of people don't really like the furry aspect of him. So obviously, if we assume them, and Teresa versus Wilhelm, I don't know if that's going to be covered this coming episode, but it's looking like it's a more Garfield specific one. So again, this isn't like a Regulus versus Reinhardt kind of like matchup, right? So again, a lot of people are probably going to have less interest in this, but it's looking like we got some godlike talent coming in. So the fight scenes will be probably so hyped that a lot more people will be tuning in.
I'm putting too much negative on it. People like it, but they didn't care about it in comparison to everything else going on in the arc at the time. And since that moment is going to be getting a lot of love from Vincent tomorrow, I'm pretty excited. Like, I'm really excited because I personally liked it a lot when I read it. It was actually one of my favorite segments of the entirety of Arc 5.
Okay.
So I will say that I'm excited to see what Vincent cooks up, and I'm glad to see that we have an all-star animator working on ReZero and going to be giving this series justice. Because obviously you're going to have those that have constantly smeared or looked at ReZero in a very negative way. They're probably going to come in and start talking about tomorrow's episode that have
They're gonna nitpick. They're gonna say mid. Rage bait incoming.
Never even affiliated themselves with the ReZero community, never even watched the series. They're gonna dive in and start talking about probably the segment from Vincent because of how godly it probably looks.
Maybe,
so
yeah.
Keep that in mind. There's gonna probably be a lot of discussion from fans or people that are not even fans of ReZero tomorrow because of just how good it's gonna look.
Yep.
But yeah, I wanted to bring this to everybody's attention. This is something I saw. A lot of people are talking about it. A lot of leakers are talking about it as well, like Donut's talking about it here. So this is confirmed. Vincent is working on it. This is not fake news or anything like that. It is 100% confirmed. Obviously,
rejoice.
It's not officially confirmed, but we could trust Ice and definitely Donut as well. They don't usually say this, like when they.
I don't know about this Donut person, but I guess it's another credible leaker that we should be aware of. But yeah, if Isis says it, it's pretty much law.
Say something, usually it's 9 times out of 10, it's pretty true. So I don't have any doubt in my mind. But anyways, yeah, I just wanted to bring this to people's attention. So tomorrow's episode, get ready, because I don't even think I am ready. I don't even think light novel readers are ready.
Ain't nobody ready. Y'all ain't ready for this shit. Yeah. But this is actually such great news, right? This is actually such great news. And this episode, even if a lot of people don't really care about it as much, considering the matchup, it's looking like it's going to be one of those episodes that really stand out. Thanks to Mr. Vincent. Please check out Chibi's channel. Go give the video a like if you did. And I'll see you guys probably on the ReZero reaction. See you next time.